We arrived at a bad time in Nairobi, missing all the UNHCR's convoys, so resorted to renting a car and escort to get to the world's biggest refugee camp in Dadaab, Kenya. Before going, we sought authorization from the Department of Refugee Affairs of the Kenyan government, which claims to be in charge. In Dadaab, food and space are in an extreme scarce. This place was designed to accommodate 90,000 people in the early 1990s, but now the population has exceeded 430,000 and more are pouring into it every day. They say it will reach 500,000 by the end of the year, effectively a Somali refugee city inside Kenya's borders. I was here to investigate the situation for myself. When we found Kero Adan Abdi in her 3 square meter shelter, she tried hard to move out from the sitting mat to talk to us, but she failed. She slouched back next to her small cooking pot. In the pot was some spaghetti with sugar for her 7 family members. "I don't have any energy and my headache is really killing me," she said. She and her husband walked 30 days to the Kenyan border with 5 children 2 months ago. If the UNHCR staff didn't find and feed them when they crossed the border, they may have died from starvation before arriving here. Abdi felt ill a month ago and went to the only hospital in the Ifo camp and took some tablets back without any diagnosis of her illness, she said. "They didn't tell me why I'm here and just gave me some tablets. The tablets just didn't work and I'm getting worse. Now I'm not even thinking about going back again as there are very, very long queues and useless medicines." She told me life in the camp is tough and the food they received was not enough to feed her family. But when asked whether her family would return to Somalia, she replied with 6 no's. Not enough here is much better than nothing at home. Interestingly, some people were very grateful to the Turkish, as Turkey had provided them with their favorite spaghetti and helped them construct temporary mosques. Dadaab refugee camps is not enclosed or fenced, but an expanding community without any productivity or means to sustain itself. Refugees are not allowed to run any business, although small markets could be found within, and refugees have no land to grow crops. Some senior refugees have been reliant on the World Food Programme for their food for more than 20 years. Katima Abdi and her husband have been here for 22 years. They said they had tried to find some work but had no chance at all. "My husband became insane a few years ago because of our hard situation here. Now she had only 2 choices for her future. One was to wait for the resettlement to Western countries like the US, Canada, and Europe, arranged by the UNHCR. And the other was to go back home when peace comes to Somalia. Although I have no source to know the current situation back home, from the overwhelming new arrivals every day, I know things are deteriorating in Somalia," she said. Kenya President Kibaki recently called on more efforts from the international community to build a functional Somalian government at the United Nations. However, all the people I met had no immediate hopes of a return home, and it seems the ever-growing Dadaab refugee camps will be here for the foreseeable future.